guys? JC Moore, Bowtie House Hunter here. And today I'm with one of my real good friends, Mr. Jason White. He is a Farm Bureau agent. But what we're going to talk about today is a little bit of safety. And you guys know me, safety is always on my mind. But this is something that is coming from somebody who is a professional and has a different point of view that I think is going to be refreshing for you and give you some good insight. Jason, how are you?
Doing well. Thanks, JC, for having me. Appreciate it.
Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So prior to insurance, I worked for the Raleigh Police Department. I was on patrol for 5 years in Raleigh. I recently became a Farm Bureau agent in April of 2021.
Awesome. What made you have that transition?
I look at insurance just like I look at law enforcement. It's protecting people. So when I decided to make the career change into insurance, I said, how can I help people? How can I still keep them protected? How can I manage their risks just like I would with law enforcement? And insurance was the, logical step for me. And through my wife, talking with her and family, saying, hey, Farm Bureau seems like a great opportunity for you. It's a great organization that encouraged me to do things like this.
Awesome. So what are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about keeping your home safe. We're going to talk about deterring measures, things I've seen while I was on the street investigating numerous break-ins, where you could be vulnerable, and what we can do to minimize that vulnerability.
Oh, see, this is great, especially with the holiday season coming up. People are getting packages dropped off, stuff like that.
That's right. Always the porch pirates, right? They come in, they see a vulnerability, they take it, and it's always interesting because people don't clean up the front of their house. They don't maintain that aspect. And all of a sudden, whether you're at work, talk to your neighbors. Have them come and pick up that package for you. Communicate with them.
All right. So what's the first step that somebody needs to do to, make their home a little bit more burglar proof?
Invest in an alarm. So not only from the insurance side, it's going to give you a little discount, but it's going to be the number one deterrent, because whenever someone is driving by, they're going to see a big sign, whether it says CPI, Simply Safe. It's not a plug for any of those, but just something that is in front showing somebody that, hey, look, this house is protected. This house is monitored. I'm a firm believer in signage in front of your house, letting people know that you have something monitoring your home.
Okay. Now, I noticed, and just, in the real estate world, we do door knocking sometimes. And I notice everybody seems to have a camera now.
Yes.
How are you seeing that kind of as a deterrent?
Yeah, well, first off, it's got to be strategically placed, right? We want to make sure we can catch certain angles. The hard part is, even with cameras, right, it only gives us so much information. But what it can catch, if it's strategically placed, if you see something that's out of place, like let's just say a vehicle that's driven by multiple times, canvassing that area, we can catch a license plate from that. We can see certain things. Maybe it's your neighbor's home that was unfortunately broken into, not your home. That may be able to catch that vehicle who dropped those individuals off.
Oh, awesome. I like that. All right. Any suggestions as far as what types of alarms? Not giving you any specifics to any company or anything like that, but what should they look for in an alarm? Because I know there are a lot of them on the market now. A lot of these just plug and play type things.
Yeah.
What's something that, it should have?
You want it monitored to a 911 system.
Okay.
You want it monitored so, God forbid, there is an instant activation for a 911 response, emergency response, and most of those come with cameras. So you can get the full package all in one.
Awesome. All right. What are some other areas that, you can use to kind of deter someone from choosing your home?
Oh, well, curb appeal, right? I know so many times we get busy. We have so many things going on, but we want to make sure our hedges are trimmed, our grass is cut nice, because that shows that someone lives in that home. We also want to make sure lighting is adequate. Right? We have all these little areas of the home that are vulnerabilities, but we want to make sure they're lit. And I'm a huge fan of those smart lights, right? Where you all of a sudden walk by and all of a sudden they activate, because the first thing you see when someone activates, everyone looks up, right? They look around and seeing something. Those are some of the best purchases, in my opinion, that you can have.
Now, I'll be honest, I had one of those lights and I took it down because the deer kept setting it off. And I was just like, I'm paying all this light for them to be able to eat my grass, but that makes sense. I think I need to go back to it.
It's always tough, right? Because you do get those critters, right? They come out. But at the end of the day, I've seen the homes that look like they're not lived in. Those are the ones that are most vulnerable. And even if, now with smart technology the way it is, you can turn on your lights from your phone. You can set those things, right? And if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or any hardware store, they have these things that are reasonably priced.
Okay. Are there any age range or demographics that you see that seem to get burglarized more?
So, again, I guess it depends, right? Unfortunately, elderly is always a target, right? And that's the shame of anything. But, I don't think there's a demographic, or I think it's just based on when you see something that just, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck, right?
Right.
So, knowing your neighbors, understanding who's in your neighborhood, seeing a car drive by multiple times, that's probably a clue, right? They're probably not there to go and do some research other than breaking into homes. Mm-hmm. So please say something.
Now, one big thing that I've always been on is not putting the trash out with like the boxes and stuff like that for like the TV and the iPad and stuff like that.
Yes.
What's your thought on that?
Oh, well, first off, most of the time it has all your information on there, right? So and not only that, it has your name, your address, right?
But what you bought too.
Exactly. So it has all that information. So that's an easy way if someone's walking by, but now they know what you just bought, right? I believe in breaking that stuff down. If you can, take it to the trash compact, right? Or make it so it's folded nice and neat. It might take you a little extra minute, but now no one sees what you just bought for the holidays or just in general.
Right. Yeah, no, I have to always get on my neighbors about that, and I've even offered with my truck, hey, well, I'll take that to the dump for you.
Yeah.
All right. What are some areas that you see that are, relatively easy that people seem to miss?
So I'll go with lighting again. I'll go with also, so many times I've seen you have that home repair and all of a sudden you decide to leave that ladder out because you're tired, right? Well, you just gave someone easy access to your home, right? And leaving the garage door open. Just because you live in a nice neighborhood doesn't mean you should leave your garage door open. You're giving them access to your house, right? Locking your doors, right? Those little things. Now with smart technology, you can do it from your phone. Goes back to the alarm system. Alarm systems now have those smart locks on them.
Yeah.
So another great benefit to having an alarm system.
This is totally off subject.
Yeah.
But what does that do for your insurance claim if you left, I had somebody who, they left their keys in the car, left the car unlocked, left the car in the driveway. Somebody came in, just drove off with it. What does that do to your insurance?
So it's a theft claim, but it could raise your deductibles, right? Insurance might not want to keep you at the same deductibles because you're showing negligence. It could raise your premium depending on, if there's a pattern that insurance companies see, right? Farm Bureau is pretty good about, hey, look, maybe we'll give you a forgiveness here or whatever the case may be. But if there's a pattern of neglect or paying attention, yeah, that might end up costing you in the long run.
Gotcha. All right, good info. All right, what else can you tell us today that one last tidbit that you can give the people before we go?
Yes, the holidays are coming. So we all know this is our favorite time of the year. Weather's beautiful right now. Enjoy this. If you plan on traveling, please have a neighbor park their car in your driveway. Have someone get your mail. Have someone pick up those boxes that are left in the front of your house. Don't have to worry or rely on, did I do this or did I do this or did I make sure this? No, have a plan. Get a plan in place so you can enjoy the holidays with your family and not worry about, oh my gosh, did I forget something, right? We want to keep our home safe. We want to keep our loved ones protected. You can do that by being proactive and talking with your neighbors, letting them know where you're going, what you're doing, and then putting a plan with them and reciprocate that. It's how you get to know your neighbors, right? So that's what I have. Enjoy the holidays, everyone.
Thanks, Jason. We appreciate it.